Hello students. So now we are discussing about cell. In earlier session, just before a slide, we discussed that's what electrolyte and next one internal resistance, EMF. Okay. So and cell. So cell and how the cells are connected in a series and parallel combination. So what the effect will be observed and what is the relation between potential difference and EMF of a cell. Okay. So first one, cell is cell which converts chemical energy chemical energy into electrical energy chemical energy is converted into the electrical energy. Okay. So the symbol for cell is that this is here. It's a internal resistance. Actually, it should be here, but for easy calculation, I'm drawing outside. Okay. So its EMF is E, internal resistance is R, potential it's what VA. Next one, this is what VB. Okay. So is the condition. Now, when you discuss about the cell means discharging case, and next one is the charging case. Okay. So first one I'm talking about this. What is so discharging? First one is what discharging of a cell. Discharging of a cell. So when discharging of a cell, whenever cell is taken, this its internal resistance is R. Yes. Potential difference is it's a VA. Next one is VB. Internal resistance is R. Its EMF is E. Okay. So for the discharging means current is directed away from the cell. Discharging means current directed away from the cell. So that means E must be greater than VA minus VB. Okay, potential difference. So it's a discharging means what EMF of a cell is greater than of potential difference, that is terminal potential difference. Okay, so this is I'm taking as it's a V. So E is greater than of V, which means E minus V is equals to IR. Okay, which means V is equals to, we can say, E minus IR. V is equals to, so V is equals to E minus IR. So this is called potential drop. Say potential drop. Okay. Next one. So I'm talking about now, this is discharging of a cell. Now what is charging? Okay. Charging cell. Charging of a cell. So charging of a cell is first a cell is taken, this positive, negative, and internal resistor is R. Its EMF is E. Internal resistance is small letter R. It's a VA, and next one, this is what VB, like a positive and negative is okay. Charging means we are giving, so that's what current is in, it is directed towards the cell. So current directed towards the cell means what? Potential difference between the terminals VA minus VB greater than its EMF. Okay. So this is what it's a V. So now I can say this one V is greater than EMF of the cell, which means V minus E is equals to IR. So V is equals to E plus IR. Okay. So V is equals to E plus IR. Series combination means end to end combination. End to end combination. So this is end to end combination. Now when I'm choosing about two cells, first cell is this, next one is second cell is like two cells are connected. So you must remember its internal resistance is here, its internal resistance is this. Okay, its EMF is E1, this is E2, internal resistance is R1 and R2. So potential difference, it's what A, it's VA, and next one is VB, the potentials at the terminals. Okay, so this is what just I'm taking as it's a potential at this point is what P. I'm choosing this one VP. Let it be, it's a VP. So redrawing the circuit, this circuit is like, so internal resistor is outside, I drawn like this one for easy understanding. So like this is VA, next one is VB. Okay, so its EMF is E1 and E2. Internal resistance is, so I need to write here R1, next one R2. Okay, so is a case. This is the thing. So VA, and here potential is what? VP. Now we can take, this is a discharging condition. Okay, so discharging means what we written, V is equals to E minus IR. So from first cell I'm writing as this, VA minus VP is equals to, VA minus VP is equals to E1 minus IR1. So the amount of current is passing is what? This is the first condition. And next one, VP minus VB is equals to E2 minus IR2 is the second case. So just you solve them. So this is minus VP plus VP cancelled. Okay, so VA minus VB is equals to E1 plus E2 minus of I times of R1 plus R2. Okay, so this VA minus VB means V I'm writing, V is equals to, so it's what? E1 plus E2 minus I times of, okay, I times of R1 plus R2. This is called effective EMF. Effective EMF. This is called effective resistance. Effective resistance. Which resistance? Internal resistance. So effective internal resistance. Otherwise equivalent we can say. So it means this is what? E equivalent is equals to E1 plus E2. Next one is R equivalent is equals to R1 plus R2 is the relation. Okay, when they are connected in a series combination, like if they have equal E and E, so this become as E1 plus E2. Next one is what? It's a R1 and R2 means what? R plus R, 2R. Okay, so next one, if the same cells are connected in so reverse, so reverse terminals are in contact, it means, so like this. Okay, next one here is, this is that its EMF is E1, next one E2, internal resistance is R1 and R2, potential difference is what? It's A, and next one is B. Okay, I can write now VA minus VB is equals to, okay, so this is what effective EMF is E1 minus E2. If it is E1 is greater than E2, that you need to remember. Okay, E1 is greater than E2. So E1 minus E2 minus I times of R1 plus R2. Okay, when opposite terminals are in contact, equivalent EMF is equals to E1 minus E2. And effective resistance is what? R1 plus R2. So if n number of identical cells, n number of identical cells are connected in a series, okay, and some external resistor also is connected in the circuit. N number of identical cells, so first cell, okay, like this, so this is what? N are connected, and for this some external resistor is connected. The condition, this is capital letter R, its EMF is, all these are identical, it's what? E, internal resistance also are like this. Okay, so the direction of current will be in this case like as shown in this one, right? So its current is what? I. Now very simple, first one we can write about, So what is the equivalent? Effective EMF. Okay. So effective EMF. Effective EMF is equals to E plus E plus E plus E. How many times? N times. It's a NE is the first one. Okay. So for the second one is that effective. So effective internal resistance. Effective internal resistance. So effective internal resistance is equals to R plus R plus R plus R NR. So next one, total resistance. Total resistance is what? Is equals to R plus NR. Okay. Now from this, what current is passing through here? I is equals to, okay, effective EMF by total resistance. It's a R total. I is equals to effective EMF is what? NE by, so I can write R plus N small r is the relation. Wrongly connected cells in series combination. So just you consider there are n number of cells. Let total number of cells is equals to n. Wrongly connected cells. Wrongly connected cells. So wrongly connected cells is equals to m. Okay. So remaining cells are what? Remaining cells. Remaining cells means what? Remaining cells. Remaining cells means what? Correct connection. So correct connection is what? It's a n minus m. Okay, n minus m. Now EMF. So equivalent, that's what? Effective EMF. Effective EMF is equals to. So how to write the effective EMF? So first one is what? How many are correct are there? N minus m times of its EMF. And M cells are wrongly connected in means reverse order means minus. Okay. So M E. It means so E times N minus M minus M. So this is N minus 2M times of EMF. This is what? Effective EMF. So now we are discussing parallel combination of cells. Parallel combination means parallel when in for the all the sessions we can discuss. Parallel combination means what? All first terminals of all two or more what for the resistors or for the cells, for the capacitors, okay, for the inductors, anyone. So all are connected to one common point. Next remaining rest of the second terminals are connected to another common point. So parallel combination of cells means all all first terminals, first terminals, first terminals, okay, all first terminals of cells, how many? Two or more cells are connected, are connected to one common point, one common point, one common point, and remaining terminals and second terminals are connected to, they are connected to another common point, another common point. Okay. So this is we can say as a parallel combination. So just I'm choosing first one. Here is a cell. Yes, its internal resistance is R. And next one, this is what? One more is chosen. Internal resistance is R. So these are connected. This is what? One common point, another common point. Potentials. Okay. So two different potentials. Okay. Potential at this point is VA. Potential at this point is what? VB. Its EMF is E1. Internal resistance is R1. Next one is E2. Say R2. Current will be directing. It's I1, next one is I2. This will be what? I. Okay. So for the first condition, I is equals to I1 plus I2. The first relation. I is equals to I1 plus I2. Inputs equal to outputs. Okay. So it's a discharging condition. Means what? Potential difference. Just potential difference VA minus VB is equals to E1 minus I1 R1. Let it be, this is what? V. Okay. V is equals to E1 minus I1 R1. Okay. Is the relation. Again, simplified form I am writing on this. So this is E1. So I1 R1. E1 minus V is equals to I1 R1. Okay. I1 is equals to, what do you write? I1 is equals to E1 minus V by R1. This is I1. Similarly, for the second also, second cell, so it's what? VA minus VB is equals to E2 minus I2 R2. Okay, it's a V. So I2 is equals to E2 minus V by R2. We can write this. Just I'm trying to get about the equivalent potential difference. V is equals to E minus AR, like so. First one I'm using as this. I is equals to I1 plus I2. This from here. Okay. I is equals to, what is I1? E1 minus V by R1 plus E2 minus V by R2. I is equals to, stepwise you can move on this. It's what? E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 minus V times of 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Again, one more step. So that's what? E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 R2 LCM. Okay. Minus V times of, so that's what? LCM is R1 R2. It's a R1 plus R2 or R2 plus R1. Okay. So this is what? LCM, if you bring this one, I times of R1 R2 is equals to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 minus V times of R1 plus R2. Okay. So if I subject this one V is equals to, what I write? V times of R1 plus R2 is equals to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 minus I times of R1 R2. So this V is equals to, I can write, so E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2 minus I times of R1 R2 by R1 plus R2 is effective potential difference. Okay. So like this. Now from here we can understand this is effective EMF. What is the effective EMF? So effective EMF means what? If E effective is equals to, so we can write this one. What is this? E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2 for the problem solving, such a very important relation. What is the effective resistance, internal resistance? Okay, so R effective is equals to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So when the cells are connected in what? Parallel combination. If he is asking, for example, the cell is reversed. Okay, if the cell is reversed, then it becomes as what? Minus E1 R2 minus E2 R1 by, which one is reversed? For that minus to be taken. So the effective EMF will be, so seems like a sign convention follows.